So I get text messages all the time, people requesting sessions. You can fill out the request form, which is janettrevino.com/request, and request a session and fill out the form. Or, I mean, if you find my number, you can just text me, or you can email me, or however you want to do it. So sometimes I just get random text messages, and that's okay. So I'd like to read a correspondence and explain to you what's not okay. And yeah, so here it goes. The person says, "Hi, saw your ad for cuddling." I said, "Hello, how can I support you?" They said, "Wanted a session." I said, "Excellent. Have you had a chance to look at the website?" And this was, I should say, this was back in June 5th, right? This went back in the past. So I said, "Have you had a chance to look at the website, cuddlist.com? I have an extensive list of videos explaining the work that is helpful." And then I put my link to my YouTube channel. He says, well, I now know it's a he, so you know, but okay. "Yes, used companies like that B4 don't need it." So right off the bat explains, I don't need to read the site. I don't need to look into anything. Yeah, I've done this. So just so you know, out in the world, there's still this idea that people that do professional cuddling are all equals, that we all know all the same stuff, that we all kind of abide by the same kind of guidelines and rules, and that's actually absolutely not true. So for example, if you've seen someone who's not certified or trained or doesn't have any idea, like they just jump on board and start doing this work, it's going to be really different than if you see me. Especially since, as well, I have tons of experience, so yeah. So they wrote, "Don't need it." Okay, that's already like red flag number one. Then I said, "And to request a session, please fill out the form here," which then I gave the link to fill out the request form. Then I said, "What will happen next is a phone call to make sure we're on the same page. Also, I don't have a location." Okay, so I should go back. At this time, where I was messaging back and forth, I didn't have a location to host at that time. So then I asked, "Would you be able to host?" And the person said, "Yes, I can host." And then they said, "What are your clothing options?" I said, "Fully clothed, yoga pants and shirt. You're welcome to wear gym shorts and t-shirt, more than boxers, and must have bottoms and tops." And again, had they read the code of conduct, they would know this, but I'm doing a little bit of the emotional labor for them. Then they said, "Oh, okay, was looking for a little less, but thanks anyways." For me, if you say thanks anyways, that means we're done. Okay, so for me, that's okay, it's not really a red flag, but it's more like my next flag of saying, yeah, he's basically saying, "I'm out." Then I wrote, "Yes, this is a platonic experience, LOL. It seems you didn't know what this is after all." Now maybe that was kind of like me jabbing a little bit do you know what this is about? So then, of course, probably a little bit defensive, I get it. They said, I do know can be platonic with less clothes. Are you goofy?" Okay, so name called one, first time name call. So is this another flag? This is third red flag. At this point, I'm sure you're thinking, all right, just end it already, all right? But no, of course I don't end anything. As I get my curiosity, I get locked into these conversations. So first name call. He says, "I have used the service before." I wrote, "LOL. Cuddlist is a unique experience unlike anything else you've seen before. We are very different than other cuddling services." He writes, "Okay, fine. So clothing options or no?" So I already told him what the clothing options were. I told him what's my guideline. He still is confused about that. I write. Now this time I'm not going to actually write that out again or tell you again. I'm just going to send you to the site. I said, "Please look at cuddlist.com and our code of conduct. If you're a yes, let me know." Then he writes, "Then you don't get my biz, LOL." I write, "Excellent, wonderful, thank God." I didn't write all that, but I'm thinking, excellent, smiley face. I'm relieved. Great, you figured it out. Okay, and then, but that's not where it ends. He goes, "I read it, dummy, LOL." Shit, that's name call number 2, right? Now I was goofy, now I'm dummy. Then I respond, then your questions should be answered. Yay! He says, good luck. I said, thanks. I do very well. He writes, oh, I'm sure, LOL. Yoga pants. Are the guys blind? LOL. So I leave it there. What is this? This is June, July, August, September, October. 4 months later. He writes, hello, saw your ad for cuddling. I write, oh, yes, we've texted before. He says, I'm back in town. How have you been? I said, would you give me your full name? So he says, it's because at this point I'm like, okay, I just got to know who you are. Names, this is important. He goes, yes, Harrison. I responded, did you review our previous texts? He said, no. Because I think you'd have a little self-respect at this point. If you are texting me again, goodness, like look back and see what we've talked about before. I said, it had some issues, LOL. I'm being gracious. He says, right on, par for the course. Janet, right? I said, yes. I also say, please review my site, videos, LOL. I need more information in less texting time. Now I write, janettrevino.com/request is my new request form. He writes, what was the issue last time? Is that my job to read your text? But again, I guess I'm so curious. I'm like, I want to know more how this person is thinking, to learn more about people in general. He says, did I ask for too much? And then I just put in quotes. I do know can be platonic with less clothes. Are you goofy? He writes, LOL, my bad. It was my Xanax talking. So, lots of us got mental health issues. Lots of us got stuff going on, in our brains and in our behavior. Doesn't excuse it. Your intentions may be the best, but impact matters. And yeah, what you did under Xanax, you're still accountable for that. And so I keep writing the things that he said. Then you don't get my biz, LOL. I read it, dummy, LOL. Your yoga pants. Are the guys blind, LOL. I said, you called me names. He says, Xanax is whack, isn't it? I'm better now, baby cakes. Now I'm baby cakes. Oh, jeez. As if that makes things better. I don't need your pet names. Stop. Then he says, let's start over and delete what happened last time, you sexy beast. Now, I am all about reset buttons. I'm all about like, you know what? Let's try this. Reset, and I've done it. And I've actually been pretty successful. I've had clients who the first are just like really messed up. And then, you know what? I realize what I've done. And can we start over again? I'm like, yes, let's start over. But at this point, baby cake, sexy beast, I said, I expect the utmost respect. And you don't need to go from name calling to demeaning me with what you perceive to be pet names. My name is Janet, and that's what you can call me. At that point, I didn't see the sexy beast. Shit, now it's sexy beast. I'm done. Thank you for your interest. He gave me his name. Did I say his name already? Oh, shoot. I didn't want to say his name if I did say it. Goodbye. And then he wrote, I meant Janet, typo. Is if you'd like to see someone else, I can refer you to other people. Then he says, come on, don't be that way, Janet. I said, goodbye. He goes, pretty please, you're a cuddler. Don't be so angry. So there's, again, name calling, pet names, manipulation, trying to think like all colors are supposed to be this nice, passive, do whatever you ask for and say. We don't, that's probably part of the problem is that women are conditioned to always give and give and give, even if we're mistreated, even if we're disrespected. It's not okay. And in this industry, I can say no, and I have some self-respect. And yeah, I kind of probably let this conversation linger longer than it needed to. But yeah, Like, but I do this also because I know if I get some really good content, I can create a video and you'll watch it and you'll understand this is the kind of stuff. And this is actually pretty passive. This isn't as bad as what I've heard stories around, but this is still very, it's right there. It's the way in which people communicate that's, again, manipulative, controlling, it's inappropriate, and we're professionals and we expect to be treated, again, as a professional. I did tell him, just for disclosure purposes here, making a video on this correspondence, take a look at it later. And he wrote, cool. So I'll be sending him the link to this video so he can get a chance to see it from my perspective. Hopefully he can learn this is not a way to talk to women, to talk to anyone, especially if you're looking for professional service. This is not appropriate. We're not your playthings. We're not something you can just pay for and take and do what you want with. You don't get to talk to us with disrespect. You treat us with respect. You ask for what you want. If I'm uncomfortable, I say no. Ideally, we're both comfortable. We're good at communicating. If you can't communicate, get out. Or ask for a coaching session. Say, I have a problem talking with women. I have a problem in relationships. I'm perceived as being very rude or manipulative, and I don't know why I can't get a girlfriend or anybody, a boyfriend, or whatever it is that they want. Let's see here. We can just go through this text, and it would take probably an hour to kind of deconstruct and debrief this whole thing, and I can explain to you how this is inappropriate. All right, thank you all. I needed to share this with the world because I could not keep this to myself.